Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 13 review. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Cam. Let's get into the recap of what happened in last week's episode so we can talk about what happened in last night's episode. So in episode 12, last week's episode, the couples were married for a month. They received gift baskets from the experts. They received their framed vows, their wedding album, their wedding video. Bennett's sister brought Yoop to lunch.
Nope.
So bringing Yoop. It's good to see him.
Yeah. Yoop has been asking about Bennett and his new wife constantly. He's like, I can't shut him up about it. So I thought it would be a really sweet surprise for Bennett, who used to live with you, to reconnect.
So Yoop was there.
Nope.
Brett and Olivia were having drama, with their argument from the episode prior to that. So they called Pastor Cal to kind of work that out. And pretty much that was the gist of episode 12. I really feel like episode 12 was a filler episode or a build up to what happened in last night's episode. So let's talk about what happened in last night's episode. So let's talk about what happened in last night's episode because there is a lot to talk about. This will not be a high level overview. We are touching points of everything that happened. So let's get into it. Get your drink, get your snacks, because we got lots to talk about. It opens up showing the city being shut down. The couples are in quarantine. Production has been shut down. The couples are now documenting their own journey. At this point, COVID had just started its world tour.
Yeah.
So everything has been shut down. And it is now day 32 of marriage. And for the first time in 11 seasons of Married at First Sight, production has been shut down and decision day has been delayed.
Such a ghost town right now. Everything's closed.
This is the word that I love my school building anymore. This is exciting.
Wild. So wild. So they go into showing Amelia and Bennett in quarantine together. They're learning more and more about each other. They're falling more and more in love. And then Amelia receives word that her residency will be in Richmond, Virginia. And she also reveals that she learned that Bennett only uses 1 square of toilet paper to wipe.
What?
I matched.
You did?
Yeah.
Amazing. Where?
I'm doing my residency in Virginia.
That's great.
Bennett only uses 1 square to wipe. Yeah, it's crazy. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. He's really living his truth as an environmentalist. Applause.
I don't see how you have all this ass and you use 1 square of toilet paper.
1 square of toilet paper? Boy, you either got stinky fingers or stinky ass. You probably got both of them. It's not enough for nothing. Unless you're taking a shower after every time you go to the bathroom. That's the only way
And that ain't what's going down. She said he's trying to preserve the environment, I think. Don't preserve
your ass. Come on, man. And you a doctor, and she's a doctor.
She had to say
personal hygiene has got to be higher on the list.
And if you don't want
than
to say,
flipper.
If you don't want to say, personal hygiene, then say cleanliness is next to godliness. Let's throw that in there. Is it not?
Ugh.
That's so nasty. 1 square. I have a 4 and a 5-year-old, or we have a 4 and a 5-year-old. Yeah. These turned into my kids.
One more time, I'm out of here.
These kids turned into mine real fast, but I can't even use 1 square of toilet paper on them or 1 wipe,
Listen, I
wet wipe on them. Like,
I have never used 1 square of toilet paper to blow my nose.
listen, for
Let
nothing.
alone wipe the backside. Are you crazy?
And I know Charmin
Come on, man.
toilet paper is the best
Come on,
toilet
man.
paper on, the shelves right now. But the way quarantine and COVID was set up, he was definitely getting that Dollar Tree toilet paper, which everybody know ain't worth nothing.
Bro,
That's the only thing available.
I'm not locking up with nobody for the coronavirus that only uses 1 square of toilet paper. That's going to be 1 hot, smelly room. No, not happening.
Somehow they're falling more and more in love with each other too during this time.
You got 1 washing their hands in the toilet and the other one not using enough paper for the toilet.
Let's move
Toilet delinquent couple.
Let's move on to the next scene. Next scene shows Amani and Woody. Amani's giving Woody gifts and tells him that she loves him finally. She says she's super happy and she couldn't pick a better partner to go through quarantine with. 2 weeks later, they get into an argument about social media. She claims she was making a joke about, let me see your DMs. You probably got all the hoes in there. And he didn't think it was funny.
We were just talking about social media, and then I was like, let me see your DMs, see all the hoes. And it just went from me joking to like, what, you need to see my DMs for?
I was like, yo, let me see your phone. You probably got the hoes. So one, that made me like look at her like, what are you doing? Invading my private space. Like,
So I don't think that she was joking. I think as soon as you say the L word, everybody start getting really in their feelings.
What's the L word?
Love.
Oh, yeah.
Like soon as she says, I love you, now she's like, let me see your DMs, kind of a thing. And then he's like, you're invading my personal space.
That's what women do.
And I don't really believe you have that much personal space when you're married.
The commode.
You hide in the bathroom.
Like an old person, the commode. You got your time in the bathroom and that's it.
That's your personal space. Because I don't need to be in there when you're handling your business. And you better be using more than 1 square of toilet paper. What you
going to start counting the toilet paper.
We had 32 squares when you went in there. And now we only got 31. But I think Amani is in her feelings. She's starting to love him more and she want to make sure that, he's doing right by her. So she tries to make the joke, but I don't think it was a joke about seeing his DMs. I think she really felt like, let me see if you got anything in there to hide. And then he got defensive, which made them argue. You know what I mean?
Right. Argument is subjective, I guess. Because, that's how we talk to each other sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Me and who?
Like us.
Me and you?
Like us.
Us.
Like us.
I'm done.
We're a little more vocal. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if people just had a microphone in this house when me and you were just getting ready to go somewhere, they might be like, this couple don't like each other.
Yeah, they are fools.
But they don't understand. Like we just a little more aggressive.
We're a little bit aggressive.
But we love aggressive, so it makes up for itself.
Entertaining.
But I don't think, they wasn't really fighting. Because if she's still talking to you, y'all not fighting.
That's true.
When she's like, okay, no, you good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're like, okay, bro, we're fighting.
She not leaving you.
Like, here, take the phone. I was just playing. Nah, you probably done deleted everything out. Nah, I don't want to see the phone. Nah, Mr. Player, you all right. No, we're good. That's how that'll go. 32 days in, that's how that's going to go.
Yeah, that's true, too. That is true.
Was a little truth coming through in a playful way?
Always.
Yes. Was there probably some elevated heart rates? Yes. But was it an argument about other women?
No.
No.
Because she had no facts, no proof, no nothing behind it.
She's got some characteristic traits that I see in you, and that is not how
she would have a real argument.
Would be, if it was another woman, some stuff would be packing up.
And some stuff would be flying.
It ain't gonna be like that. Was just ha. like you
Let
said,
me push your button.
yeah, it was a joke, fishing for a little information.
Yeah.
That with the wrong answer just got a little tense, but it wasn't no
hardcore argument.
Not what I thought it was gonna be. When I saw the clip, the way they edited it,
yeah,
I thought it was going in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So let's move on to the next scene.
Yeah.
Next scene shows Christina and Henry are being quarantined together. They're spending a lot of time with each other. They seem to be enjoying each other's company. And then Henry's 35th birthday hits, and friends and family are blowing up his phone. One friend even sent a cake over.
Just had a cake delivered. Look at this. My phone has been blown up all day from friends and colleagues and family. But Christina, she actually forgot.
And meanwhile, Christina forgot his whole birthday. Like, she didn't remember anything about it, and you can tell he felt some kind of way.
Hell yeah, he felt some kind of way, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would totally feel some kind of way. If you were living here in quarantine, we ain't got nothing else to do but watch the date and the time, and you can't remember my birthday?
You could have got some construction paper or made me a card or something that CVS was called, whatever. Something, acknowledge something.
Yeah, like for sure. So then the next day, Christina says she's heading out at 2 p.m. She gets dressed up and leaves out at 2 p.m. for an afternoon walk. And Henry said it must have been a very long walk because she didn't come back till 3 a.m.
Last night, Christina left to go for a walk. That was a very long walk because it lasted until 3 o'clock in the morning. I texted her. She read my text, didn't respond. She clearly wasn't going to walk. Maybe not dressed to go on a walk. And it just seems like an odd turn of events. And even if you are just hanging out with friends, just simply shoot a text saying, hey, I'm staying out, or
I'm dead. I am dead. Let Pat leave this house talking about he running up the street or taking a walk, and you ain't come back kidnapped or raped or something at 3 a.m. You better tell me something at 3 a.m. You don't just come in here and just lay down somewhere at 3 a.m. Matter of fact, you won't be able to come in here because I would have done changed the locks and I would have had your stuff waiting for you in a hefty bag.
Pause. Raped or kidnapped? I couldn't have been mugged or something.
It gotta be
I don't
something
like your hypothetical. Your hypothetical world is violent.
It gotta be something for you not to. He did say he texted her and she left him on red, and she did text back at some point, like 1:45 saying she was rearranging her friend's apartment. But how you go from a 2 p.m. afternoon walk to midnight to 3 a.m. is when you show up?
To not having the cops called them. I don't like. So.
He said the police would have had to be involved.
Yeah,
Seriously.
3 a.m.?
If I walk in, I leave here to say I'm gonna go take a walk, and it's 3 a.m.
And you left at what time?
2 p.m.
Oh, by 3 a.m. I don't care no more. I'm mad from like 7 p.m. to like 9:45.
Right.
After that, I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done,
there.
you dirty.
By 10 o'clock, divorce papers are already on your mind.
I'd have called your mom and everybody in your family, told them how you are. Oh, yeah. 3 a.m.?
Did you say by then I would have been dirty?
You're no longer the unsullied. Nah.
See, so this is why we're together, because I would have been on the same energy.
We couldn't have met each other early enough. Like, I'm not for the bull. Like,
no.
3 I would have stayed around just to hear your story.
You better than me. I don't want to hear nothing.
I'm not gonna believe it. It's not gonna change nothing.
I don't want to hear nothing. Henry is better than me. That's all I can say. He is such a peaceful soul, because I would have been in there turning over furniture.
I'd have been twitching all over up there.
I would have tore down the camera that they placed in there.
Like, this bitch.
Let's move on to the next.
I love you, Henry. It's all jokes.
Let's move on to the next.
Three.
Next scene and Miles, they're struggling through quarantine. At least Miles is. He looks so restless. Karen is out. She's super busy because she assists hospitals with and with COVID. Everything is turned upside down right now for her. So it's probably really, really stressful for her at work, I'm sure. And then Miles isn't working because he works at a school and the school is shut down, so he can't go to work. So you see a lot of scenes of him in the house, sitting there.
I know in that one, he was down at least for 6
game.
points on NBA 2K. He had the shirt off. Yeah, once you, because you usually play video games like this. And once you go to this stance and the shirt off, that means you're down, you're trying to get back in the game.
Every day to help support first responders. I'm trying to do little things I can out here to make her feel comfortable and safe when she's at home.
Clean up, wash some dishes in here, get some work done, maybe make a puzzle or something today. The world's about like don't really know what else there is to do but stuff around the house.
I'm exhausted, to say the least, and not just physically, but emotionally and mentally as well. It's just not something that I've ever faced before. I can't necessarily give Miles or the relationship the attention that I would like to.
But
he was stressed out.
Yeah, I mean, this couple is just sad for me.
So Karen says though that she feels emotionally and physically and mentally drained, and that she just doesn't feel like she can give their relationship the attention that it needs because she's just wiped out, which I understand. When COVID first started, everybody was wiped out. I know I was wiped out. We started working from home, and then you ordering groceries, and then you mopping, and you wiping every surface, you washing your hands, you losing your mind, it's everything.
But you only sent me out to get the groceries.
Only one of us can go. Just kidding.
Yeah.
So I know COVID in itself is a stressful setup, know? And then to add that to a new relationship, I get it.
And
I get it.
It's circumstances, it's not his fault. But at the same time, when you're tired and you're stressed and everyone else is at home and you have to go to work, and when you leave the house, you see he's at home in your house and you got to go to work. That is a horrible, horrible thing.
Oh, I hate it. I used to nudge Patrick every time.
He waking up for no reason.
And this is how he was out of work. He would just get to work from home on certain days, and I had to go to the office, and I was vexed because I'm like, I am so mad that he gets to sleep in, much less to be home the whole time.
Yeah, you leave for 10 hours, you come back, and he's still there. You need to go on a walk with Christina. That's where you need to go. You and Christina need to go on them 8 to 10 hour walks.
Keep you busy. Let's move on to the next scene. I'm done. Next scene shows Brett and Olivia in quarantine. They're spending a lot of time with each other, of course. Brett finds out that his pet peeve is that when he's watching a movie with someone and they are always looking at their phone, that bothers him because Olivia isn't present during movie nights.
If I'm not a pet peeve, one that I guess didn't really occur to me before, but like if you're watching a movie with someone and it's like a movie that you like and you're sharing with them and they're on their phone while you're trying to watch the movie and not that really paying attention, that's pretty annoying.
Sidebar, Brett, how about 9 years or 7 years into marriage, you turn on a good movie you've been wanting to watch with your husband, and you get 4 minutes into the movie and this fool is snoring. Deal with that. And I don't get my feelings hurt. I either watch the movie or I take my butt to sleep. It's not that serious to get so angry.
I don't understand why either one of you are upset. Unless you
said I wasn't.
Unless you acted in the movie, directed the movie, was a producer of the movie. I don't understand why you're upset and disrespected that. I don't want to watch your movie like that.
He's trying to share.
Were you in it? Am I disrespecting your performance? I thought this was Tom Hanks. What are you talking about?
Let's move on. So it's been a month since they spoke to Dr. Viviana and about them working on their physical intimacy and considering, moving into his house. But Brett says none of that has changed. None of that has happened. They've made no movement towards progressing in that area. Then Olivia decided that she wanted to take a long distance trip to visit her mom. And Brett said he advised her against it because it was a long drive, a long distance drive or something. And with COVID being on a world tour, he didn't think that it was a safe idea for her to go out and visit anyone.
Olivia went to go see her mom. Like, I still think it's such a bad idea to be traveling any kind of long distances. We're still under, obviously, the stay-at-home order.
Decision day is supposed to be this week, but Corona delayed everything.
It could be like a few months before we finish, I don't know. But I can't keep putting my life on hold anymore, so I'm moving back into my house.
I chose to go check in on my family. Didn't leave on bad terms. Told him, hey, you could have come with me. And he's like, no, somebody got to take care of the cats. So I'm just sitting here in an empty apartment now.
COVID affects the respiratory system and engines of vehicles? What are you talking about? Oh, it's just a long distance.
He didn't want her to be out.
I'm not running.
Maybe he thought that she was going to bring COVID back home. But she works at
She's a doctor.
He works at a hospital. So while she was gone visiting her
He
mom,
left because he didn't want to be there. That's all
he
it was.
moved out. He was like, I'm not going to keep
COVID.
my postpone my life anymore, keep my life on hold.
Bro, you chose to come on a show to get married because you wasn't finding love. So
Right.
what life
Are you putting on hold?
You ran to this life to get away from your real life.
Right.
And now you acting like you want to run back to your real life. Guess what? You came in with no girl, you're leaving with no girl.
Yeah.
Because you're an asshole.
Yeah. So the next scene shows Olivia talking to Dr. Pepper about how there's no resolution between her and Brett. And Brett told her that they don't have the same they have fundamental differences between them, that he doesn't see like the point in staying in the apartment with her.
He doesn't like her.
He don't. And he just
He
does,
never
and he
has.
doesn't want to compromise. He says that there's too much to compromise, and that he is not committed to the idea, or actually, I'm sorry, he is committed to the idea that they are not the best options for each other. So poor Olivia, she still tries to hold on to a little gleam of hope, and she decides to meet up with him after talking to Dr. Pepper and say, okay, is there any way that, we can figure out how we can stay married? You know what his answer was? So disrespectful.
Do you think that between now and decision day that anything could be done to try to, I guess, go in the other direction?
No, no thanks.
I guess we came to an agreement that this is officially the end of our marriage. I am disappointed.
No thanks.
I didn't ask you if you wanted chips with your sandwich. I asked you if you wanted to stay married.
No thanks.
That's the rudest response to staying married ever.
He would have got them hands.
And then he did the watch thing like he had somewhere to be. I really would have put my hands on him. They would have had to call 12 on me one time.
Yeah, if he was dating my sister, and after this aired, bro, you're not gonna disrespect my family.
We would have had to give him a 2-piece for sure.
And a biscuit.
For sure. And I feel bad for Olivia because she was still really trying.
And that's
to
what makes it
hold
worse.
on.
Like, she's so sweet. Like,
she
might have her ways, but
everybody has their
She
ways.
was never malicious.
Yeah.
He was malicious at times.
Yeah.
Like, he was.
Yeah. He was trying to go for it.
I think him and Christina they need to get together and they'd probably work it out. They'd be toxic and he'll probably have like 3 domestics. She'd probably have 6. But like, they'd probably stay together forever.
Right.
As toxic as they would
because
be.
they match each other's energy. That's why.
He would always be get drunk. This is my house. I own my house. And she like, I live in my car. My stuff is all over the place. I don't need this house. I don't need this. I got U-Haul, You move.
Public storage.
Pick up. Yeah, I got stuff all over the place. I got a pair of shoes and a t-shirt at the bus terminal. Nobody needs your house.
Yo,
I'm sorry.
We're moving on to the next scene. He done acted out his whole story in his mind. Let's move on to the next scene. Poor Olivia. Next scene, Karen talks to Dr. Pepper, and she's really emotional. Coincidence. And she's really emotional. Dr. Pepper calls her out though, saying that, you know, she has said Miles has feminine characteristics. Karen has said this about Miles, and Dr. Pepper says, if I were Miles, I would kind of close up or shut down on you if you were to call me that. And she was like, well, I say those things because there has been times when Miles will call her sis. You know, and she's like, I don't need you to be calling me sis. You're not one of my girlfriends. You're my husband, and I need you to be masculine. You know,
I'm trying to like fill you out and see like, are you going to be that masculine figure for me? I don't need you to be my like girlfriend. Like there have been times where he's called me like sis, for instance. My female friends, they're the ones that are like, hey sis, like how you doing today? I'm like, I'm your wife. I'm not your sis.
I feel Karen. I feel Karen because if Patrick came in here like, yo sis, what's up? See, he already get angry at the thought of it. I would be like,
dried up, don't want to. Listen.
I would be doing all of that like.
I was with her at first just because I think the show was over exaggerating some of his emotional tendencies, but I don't think the man soft. He might be soft, but I don't think he's soft.
Not like that, no.
But she come on here dressed looking like Young and May,
in
talking
this
about
interview.
talking about this man's masculinity.
Yeah.
She might get boxed. She come in the house looking like that and talk about my masculinity. We might have to put the gloves on. Like, listen.
Not Young M.A. though.
But like you just had a triple-double out at the park. Get out of here. You
Anyway.
Talk about me like this. I'm not for it no more. Miles, I'm sorry. I kind of played you at first. I made some jokes. It was all love. But she been living with you for 32 days. And she's still out here
with the femininity
jokes.
Yeah,
but she don't want to test your manhood. And you know what I mean. She don't want to let that happen. She got one time. Well, he's kind of feminine. Let me be a man.
You need help. You need help.
That's messed up, man.
Karen also said that she thinks that Miles is starting to resent her because he, on a consistent basis, is always doing very nice, kind things for her, and she doesn't reciprocate it. And he told her that night or the night before that, you know, if decision day was today, he wouldn't be staying in the marriage.
It's literally what I've been begging him for. Like, don't suppress your feelings so much. Like, just trying to be like, I'm Mr. Nice Guy, to where now you may have some level of resentment towards me, which is what I feel like has happened. Last night, he said that he didn't feel like I was trying in this relationship. And he even told me, like, if decision day was today, I would choose not to be married because I don't feel like you're putting in effort.
And she's really like broken up about this. You know, it's like you needed him to be mean to you, apparently, for you to now feel some type of loss or emotion. Why do you have a smirk on your face? I can't with him.
Because you just said something that reminded me of one of my favorite movies.
He's gonna go on a tangent, y'all.
I'm not going on a tangent. I'm just, when all this, he's feminine, he needs to be more masculine, he needs to do this. It sounds to me, have y'all seen 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yes.
You wanted it? Here now. And I think Mom's just got fed up.
I'll fill in the blanks for him.
Yeah.
You wanted a nooker here now.
Wait, like you filling in the blanks like I can't. Time out. I'm a card-carrying member.
That's my favorite line in that movie. So I had to say it.
That's your boy? That's your boy?
Anyway, so let's stay on track here.
Yeah.
Poor Karen, I feel for her because I feel for her. I hate to see people cry. That's why. She looks so broken up talking to Dr. Pepper. And Dr. Pepper's sitting there like... And I'm like, Dr. Pepper didn't give her no real emotion. We just got to see if they will actually make it to whenever decision day will actually happen. So we got to stay tuned to them. But let's move on to the next scene. The scene shows Amelia and Bennett. Amelia talked to Dr. Pepper and she reveals that, her went to love for Bennett over the course of the season. And she said because of COVID, Bennett is pretty much her whole world right now because she can't go see her friends or family. So, they've kind of just been on each other.
Oh, don't touch me.
With the one square of toilet paper hands.
Yeah.
She said that she got her residency and she's scheduled to go to Richmond, Virginia. But Bennett hasn't decided yet what he wanted to do.
I'm gonna split time between Virginia and here.
Seriously?
I feel like Bennett's making a huge sacrifice coming with me.
So apparently, Bennett has decided that he is gonna split his time between Richmond and New Orleans, which is fair. Like, you can't just expect him to just pick up and move with just knowing you. You know what I mean? So, I think that was a wise choice. At least everybody gets what they want. He still gets to be at New Orleans some of the time, and then he gets to be with his wife some of the time. But I'm sure right now with the way COVID is set up, he's probably just in Virginia.
Yeah.
He probably hasn't left. Yeah, I don't think that plan probably worked out as much, but we shall see. That's it for that scene. Let's move on to the next scene. Next scene shows Christina is talking to Dr. Pepper, and she says that Henry always finds a reason to leave the house. He goes to grocery shopping twice a day. We got 2 kids here, and we ain't even grocery shopping twice a day. Where is Henry going? What is he doing?
He don't like her.
He don't want to be around her. So then she says that the only thing keeping her there with Henry is that because times when she's vulnerable, he seems to care about her and, listen to her and all that. So then Henry is talking to Pastor Cal, and he says that him and Christina doesn't share anything in common. Like, they don't have any common hobbies or concerns or nothing. And then he said he realizes, she has a pattern of dishonesty.
A big issue has been, I've noticed a pattern of dishonesty. I noticed it kind of early on, and I let it slide by, but I think it prevented me from really opening up to her early on or just talking to her. And it's concerning.
I feel as though she's lying, like she's being just disingenuous. Like, what are we talking about?
Her living situation, where she told me she lived in the CBD.
You live where?
In New Orleans.
In New Orleans? Like what part?
Central District, downtown. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
Long story short, she lived in the CBD, and then apparently she moved to Airbnb, and then this opportunity presented itself. So there's just these stories that weren't adding up.
Basically, all of my stuff is in my car and in storage. Half of it's in California still, so I just have a bunch of my stuff in my car.
And then there was just something that happened this past week where it was Sunday afternoon, 2:00. She said she was going on a walk. She was dressed like anything but she was going on a walk. Makeup done, all that. And then she texted me at 1:45 saying she was helping a friend rearrange her apartment. And I'm pretty sure she didn't come home that night. I stayed up till 1 a.m.
So Pastor Cal was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, from the gate, she said that she lived in the CBD. And then she's like, I don't live in the CBD. And then she was like, she moved to an Airbnb, and then she don't have no Airbnb. And then she's supposed to
U-Haul truck.
And then she got stuff in California, but she ain't taking no trips nowhere. We ain't never seen her had a flight as a flight attendant.
She's the only flight attendant don't fly nowhere.
Don't take no trips. And then the other day, she left at 2 p.m. for her walk and didn't come back till 3 a.m. So Pastor Cal asked him a great question. Did you confront her on all of this? He's like, no, I haven't said anything. You have to have a certain type of peace within your spirit to not say anything on all these matters, because the way my soul is set up, I couldn't sleep good unless I went all the way off.
These people
AWF on Patrick. I would have lost it.
They don't like each other. When you don't like someone, then you don't care what they do. If I didn't like you, why do I care if you go out at night? I don't like you.
He cared. He cared enough to keep talking about it.
Because he's stuck in a house with her. He don't want to leave the show either.
They're probably paying for the apartment.
Yeah, they probably don't get paid until the end of the show.
Or something.
Like, I need y'all to pay for this annulment because y'all got me set up with the wrong one.
So then Henry decides to talk to Christina about his concerns, and she has a whole emotional breakdown.
It just doesn't even. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't think anything I do at this point, you're gonna change your mind about me. Really? But I feel like I would just be looking like an idiot if I did that.
I don't see the point of like giving up or getting out of it.
How do you not see the point of giving up?
Because I think there's still a lot to learn. I don't know what else you wanted to say about it.
I'm mentally exhausted.
I think that she was hoping that in this breakdown that Henry would be like, oh, it's okay. Kind of like what he does for his girlfriends, you know? So not saying they're girlfriends. I'm saying his friends that are girls. I think she was looking for that type of energy. And he was just like, no.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah. So it's like she had a whole breakdown and she stormed out.
You could see it in her face when she realized that the breakdown wasn't working.
Yeah.
She went from like crying boo-hoo, boo-hoo, and then it switched and she was kind of being more, you know what I mean? Like snaky. You're like, you just here bawling out your eye.
And then she stormed out and Henry was like, trying to move out her way.
See you at 3 a.m.
Let's move on to the next scene. Amani talks to Dr. Pepper. She says being married to Woody turned out a lot easier than she could have ever imagined. She did talk about their challenges and some of their arguments, but their ability to get over it, kind of like we said earlier in this video, like they argue, but it wasn't like a hard down argument. So they're good. So then Woody talks to Pastor Cal, and he was telling him how he loves Amani and that he ain't going nowhere. So Pastor Cal was like, so you mean to tell me that you're out here not using a jacket?
Hold up, dude. So are you now, were you going like, without a jacket? I mean, were you unprotected?
Just ask that, huh? Just ask that, huh?
Okay.
No, we still practice. We still practice stations. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we still
Woody was like, so you just go ask this question.
Yeah.
This is what we doing? Like, so he was like, no, they're practicing safe sex, but he is ready for a kid whenever it comes. He's not going nowhere. I feel like they could just slow it down a little bit, just enjoy.
I think all y'all need to slow down. 32 days y'all been together.
Yeah, and a couple of quarantine days. Yeah, like
Doctor,
they don't even know.
Yeah, doctor would have been like,
know.
you still cover up? Like, bro, I don't know her like that. 32 days? Yeah, I'm covering.
Yeah, just calm it down. Y'all not ready for kids, because inserting kids into a marriage is a whole other beast. Beautiful. And it's a good beast, and it's also a regular beast too.
What is a regular beast?
Meaning that there's two sides to it. The good, the bad. He's a liar. If y'all have kids, you know what I'm talking about.
Feel the daisies.
He's such a liar. It's a lot of hard work, I'll say that. But the payoff is awesome because when you see those little faces, yes, you love them to
all
pieces.
sit together at the dinner table and eat and enjoy each other's conversation.
Yeah, until every 2 seconds when someone needs a snack, someone needs juice, someone needs to go to the potty, someone needs you to pick them up, somebody needs you to turn on their game, somebody needs you to turn on their phone, plug their phone into the charger. Can you help me? Can you give me crayons? I wrote on my shirt. Like, it's just
and this is what I do.
That's what kids bring. So get ready, Woody. And then y'all already in that small place. You haven't even got a home yet.
With no furniture, and the furniture you do
get
got
established.
is horrible.
Get established. Final scenes of this episode was so juicy. I was not expecting this episode to end like this, but it gave me my entire life. When Henry came with his interview saying that ever since he had the conversation with Christina, she ain't been home since, or she has, but not very much. And she came home one night telling Henry that she had a reliable source, which is a male, sent her a text message saying that Henry has been sleeping with him and that Henry is gay.
Long story short, when I got home, Christina kept on implying that there was a specific reason as to why things aren't working out. And I said, I'm very confused. She told me that a quote-unquote reliable source texted her, a male, that he and I were allegedly sleeping together, and that I was gay. I told her that it was absolutely not the case. I asked to see the text. To this point, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if she's making it up. I don't know if she really did receive the text.
Henry is like, that is an absolute lie. And he was the calmest, because I would have been turning over all kinds of furniture in my own place. I'm good for that.
Bring that. No.
And Henry was like, it was an absolute lie. I think she's just trying to make it up. And he's so calm about it. You could tell he's just a genuine, nice guy. So anyways, Henry was like, I would never marry a female and then turn around and be sleeping with a male on the side. That's not how I would even try to handle such a situation. That's just not right, And you can tell this, to me.
They're not in Atlanta.
To me, I think that Christina's just trying to build a story because he already called her out as being a liar. So she had to go somewhere. She probably went back to her car for a couple days and was like, how can I think about
van life? She's doing van life YouTube videos.
She was like, what can I come up with to defame his character? I mean, it didn't.
He is gay.
He is gay. I know gay when I see gay. My brother is gay. I know gay.
Please, you gotta do the whole scene now.
You need me to put my leg up. This is a reenactment of Boomerang. If you don't remember that scene when she went off on Eddie Murphy about him being gay because he didn't want to sleep with her and she went off.
Put your leg up.
No, get out of here.
It's my favorite part of the movie.
Get out of here. So anyways, she tried to conspire some type of story to
fabricated story.
Yes. And it was so fabricated that they didn't even record it. Like, the production didn't even put
Felicia.
They didn't even put it in. Henry had
Christina. Bye, Christina.
Henry had to come out and try to talk about it in the hallway because production was like, we ain't putting that in this episode. Like, that's a waste of our time. We see through you, Christina. So anyway, that was the final scene of this episode. Let us know what you think about episode 13. I think it was actually a really good episode.
I thought it was a good episode.
It was. It was worth the filler episode from last week to get to this.
Yeah.
It definitely was. Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let us know what your thoughts are on this episode. We want to hear from you. We love talking to you guys. Also, click the like button and the subscribe button below.
Hulk Hogan?
and support our channel. We really thank you guys for watching, and we love you guys for watching. We will
Peace.
see you in the next video.
See y'all next week. It's gonna be fire. I think it's gonna be fire. Is it the last one of the season?
I don't know. Tell me, you guys, is it the last one? I don't even know how many episodes this season has. Drop your comments below. Let us know if next week is the last one.
If next week is the last one, what show we're gonna watch next? We got it. Where do y'all want to see us at?
Yeah, where do we go next, y'all? Tell us.
Where do we all go? We need y'all to come with us.
Yes. We'll see you next week. Bye you guys.